Hello, folks. Welcome back to the channel. We're going to be working on the second box from my 3-box lot. All right, what we have is an American heirloom collection of United States stamps. There are a bunch of other albums in the box, so we'll start with this one. Needs to be cleaned a little bit, but anyway, here we go. I don't expect a huge, amazing collection here. Again, I got this box lot at a fairly reasonable price. So basically, it's gonna be albums that are probably picked from, or it might just be newer stuff. So, but here we go with a Mystic Heirloom Collection album. Through this opening stuff. Obviously, there are no first issues. Alright, none of the first issues of Imperforates of Franklin. Of course, none of these. Let's keep going. Not trying to go too fast here, but I was sure there wouldn't be anything in here. This book is nice because it does give a nice description of stuff on the other side. You know, each... I kind of prefer that. I know White Ace albums do it, but they do it right with the stamps. I like it on the page beforehand. So yes, I don't have the Z-Grill. I wouldn't be doing these videos probably if I did. Boy, this is just barren. Whoa, we have the locomotive. Number 114. Wouldn't that be nice if it had been number 125? I'm still looking for my 125. I did recently get a number 124, which was a great find. I got in a lot. Couldn't believe it. But we'll settle for this. It's not a bad one, actually. It's pretty nice. It's not extremely well centered, but it is, it's nice. It looks nice. It almost looked like it was unused for a second. So, it's pretty clean. So, that's a good one. I always like that stamp, and I love these first pictorial series stamps. I just love them. And the funny thing is, when they came out, supposedly in 1869, people didn't like them. At least that's what they say. I like them. All right, here we have 3-cent Washington, grilled. Good. It does have a little piece cut from it, so it's not perfect. It's used. It does have an interesting postmark. But here we go. All right, secret marks. We're going to have to check these. But anyway, here's the Lincoln. I do like the postmark on it, Philadelphia. Nicely centered from what I can see. Oh, here's a good postmark right here. Look at that one. And it's on the soft, porous, yellowish paper, we think. But that's a nice postmark. Nice stamp. Missing a little tiny piece at the top, though. That's too bad. There's a couple decent stamps. Alright. Not bad. Interesting postmark. Only 8 cents. Here we have Colombians. Of course, we don't have too many. That has a blue postmark on it. That is interesting. Just a little spot there. Huh. I was going to say, is there a separate spot for the landing of Columbus broken hat? Obviously, I have found those before. They're kind of cool. It's just a spot on the stamp where the hat has a little imperfection. Nothing here. Okay. That's decent. Now it's postmarked. It almost looks mint. Almost. I love these bureau issues here. Oh, we have a 50-cent Jefferson. And it looks good. My. That is nice. Okay. I got the 15-center. That's decent. I mean, that's a decent stamp. Fantastic. And here we have what looks to be mint. Oops, there goes my tweezers. It's got a little bit of a little perf missing right there on the top right corner. But other than that, she's mint. I don't know what the back looks like. And we'll just grab another pair of tweezers here. I have a few favorites. You always have to have a favorite pair of tweezers. Now, there's different types. I'll do another video on that. I know it's been done many times over, but certain ones I like. This is nice. I will check if that is never hinge. That would be nice. That one is used, but it's pretty lightly postmarked. That's decent. Here we go. Trans-Mississippi. Hallelujah. Look at this. One of my favorite stamps is the Buffalo stamp. I love the Buffalo stamp. Yeah, that looks like to be in good condition. Interesting postmark. A little bit obliterating, but it does have a nice H. This one, of course, is very common, the farming in the West, but I still like the stamp. It does have a straight edge on one side, so. And this one is fantastic. 5 cents. That's a beautiful stamp, and that looks good. Might be a little tiny bit of a missing perf there. I don't know. It's not really bad. I think it's a decent stamp. Good. Nice. That's mint. Let's see if you guys can see it. Yeah, she's mint. We'll have to see if it's never hinged. I always love this set here. I just love it. And it's got the 5 and the 8 cent. My goodness, those are great stamps, and that mint is good. That right there, I'm surprised. I really thought this collection would be mainly later mint blocks, from the 30s and up. This is actually surprising me. And this is just the first album out of 2 more boxes. This is great. I am very pleased with this. Here we have a series of 1902 to 1903. And that's a nice 13 center right there. Nicely centered. Nice. That's a nice stamp. All of these are decent. 10 cents good as well. It's got an interesting postmark. It is kind of obliterating though. 1903. This is that Lincoln right there has been evasive to me. I need that Lincoln. These are decent. This one's a decent one, the 3 cent. That Monroe one is nice. And look, we have so many here and there's nothing on the pages. What is up? Maybe they didn't like this set. That says H, so I'm assuming that's hinged, but still, that's a decent mint stamp. I'm not going to complain about that. I figured these books would be pretty much empty, but I'm surprised. See, now I'm going to have to, I was thinking, well, I'd be able to thumb through them quick, but now I've got to kind of scan them because there's been some good ones in here. I am very happy with that. So far, we are nothing. That is surprising. Never hinged. Decent right there. the victory issue, 1919. Okay, never hinged on the Landing of the Pilgrims, and a hinged version of the Mayflower, but they're still mint. Wonderful. Here we go. Never hinged, never hinged, hinged. Decent. Nice line pair. Alright, imperf line pair, never hinged. Nice one. That's what I'm trying to collect now when I see them, are line pairs. Alright, we're getting into, oh, more line pairs. Wonderful. Now look at this. Always good to find coils in these older sets. Never hinged, hinged, never hinged. Never hinged, never hinged, never hinged, never hinged. Wonderful. These are nice. I love them. I know you're probably saying, well, those aren't worth very much, but you know, they are to me. I love stamps. So, I gotta get that light off from there. Okay, right here. And actually, that has a nice pre-cancel on it, Washington, D.C. That's sweet. Alright, never hinged. There is your imperf. These are never hinged. Wonderful. This is a nice stamp right here. It is hinged, but a mint. Sweet. I'm finding some good stuff here. I'm pretty impressed. Alright, these are never hinged. The Lexington Concord issue. The Viking ship is hinged. Okay, these are decent. Of course, White Plains is not there. Alright, so we have another line pair here. Okay, so here we have, these are almost all never hinged. This one's lightly hinged. Nice. Nice, nice. And we have here a plate number. Wonderful. I love getting stamps with plate number. You know, there's only one plate number, usually, I'm pretty sure, on a plate. So, that right there, that's the lucky stamp. Alright, we've got all the overprints, Hawaii and Molly Pitcher. Never hinged, never hinged, never hinged. That Hawaii there is hinged. These are nice. Here we go. Another set of nice stuff. Alright, none of the Kansas. Oh, we got a Nebraska. Never hinged. Beautiful. I didn't think this was going to have this stuff. I am very pleased. Here we go. Here's another line pair, never hinged. I've got all of these. Nice. Nice. I love the Indian stamp, the Native American stamp. I just always love this. I love that set too. I just love it. Nice. The Golden Gate, never hinged. And it looks to be in perfect shape, but not perfectly centered, but almost. That's a nice stamp right there. Nice. We got a tab on this one. Here we go, another plate number. And you know what? Celebrating the 250th. See, these are nice stamps. Here we go. I like the Olympics. I always like those. Nice. Nice, nice, nice. Here we get into the national parks. Another good one. Although these aren't, again, massively valuable, they're just nice. Wow. Look at all this stuff. This would be a wonderful book to start somebody. Here we go, on a collection. Look at this, another sheet. Those are nice. Another sheet. These are all good. Good. Nice, full page. And this is where you start kind of dropping off in book value. Again, I love getting good stamps. And here's another one with a plate block number. That's wonderful, or rather a plate number. Nice. I do like the presidential series. Previously in the other box, we did have some blocks of 4. I don't know if there were any plate blocks, and there might have been some, but even so. We have some nice pre-cancels. Nice, nice. It's always good to get mint stamps. Now that's used. Nice, nice. That 50 cent never hinged. That's nice. All right, we have the $1 stamp used. Okay, now it's... Oh, we got into the coils and line pairs. Sweet. I love this page. I just got goosebumps. Silly, huh? Yeah, this one's nice. It's got the coils. It's got line pairs. That's a beautiful page. Nice. These famous Americans, there are some that are... Oh, that's a good one right there. The Longfellow. Of course, Longfellow was my favorite poet. I was an English major in college, so that's my thing, are poets and great writers. Oh. Pencil. Let's see if that's pencil. Yeah. I'm one of these people, I will sit and I'll buy an album on eBay or whatnot, and I'll get a good deal. But there'll be writing in it, etc., etc. Now, if it's just pencil, you can always remove that. Okay. Here we go. Nice overrun countries, never hinged. It's always nice to get never hinged stuff. It's going to be the best you can do, you know, as far as value is concerned. That's usually the key with American stamps. Nice. Nice and full. Okay, and here comes my cat, Sam. Hey, Sam. Sorry. Gotta get him out of here. Just going fast through these now. Never hinged. These are all decent stamps. And again, we've got a lot of plate numbers, so bonus. In the first box, I probably have all of these stamps in plate blocks. There literally were enough to complete a collection, it seems like. Alright, here we go. Interesting. We've got a couple missing here. No high values. You have some line pairs here. Those are nice. Huh? We got a nice Revere coil. These are all coils. That's good. Plate block. A plate number, rather. Alright, so the never hinged one has a tear, it says, but the hinged one doesn't. Now see, I would have put the hinged one here. I just use the never hinged one if it's torn because, you know. Nice. Nice. What? Now, why are these missing? You'd think the older ones would be missing. What the heck? Got all the mounts. That's good, but gosh. I'm not doing so hot in the back part of the book, though. Somebody was moving these out. What happened? Alright, well, oh. This kind of fell out. That's nice. That's a line pair of the 5-cent airmail. And I would say she's not hinged. Never hinged. That's nice. Hello, folks. Thank you for watching. I appreciate you liking and commenting, and would love it if you'd subscribe. I'll be putting out a lot of videos in the future here. I do work full-time. I'm almost retired, but I'm still filling my days with a lot of stuff, so I will try to continue, and stick with me if you can. Okay? I appreciate any comments. I'd love a like. A subscription would be fantastic. So anyhow, thank you all that have subscribed and commented and liked my videos. I will try to get back to everybody that comments. So anyhow, I will catch you next video, which will be out in a day or two. Okay? Thank you very much. Bye-bye.